Welcome to the brand new episode of SNA. At the very first, we want to extend our warm wishes to our viewers on the occasion of 75th anniversary of Independence Day, and let us share some news about industrial developments which are making India independent on the field of semiconductor manufacturing. We are continuously updating you with the developments in semiconductor domain in Indian subcontinent. In today's episode, we are catering 7 latest news which are buzzing. First news is Foxconn and its plan in India. In our previous video, we have already shared news about Foxconn. They have invested in India and working in collaboration with Vedanta Group. Now, let us share more about their business plan in our country. Foxconn is thinking of setting up a skill development center in India. They already have a similar facility named Honhai Research Institute in Taiwan. Foxconn is keen to build up an ecosystem to support expansion of its production base here in India. This research center is basically the vocational center and industry academic correlation hub. This idea was discussed by Foxconn top executives in presence of state officials during Foxconn's chairman's India visit. They are basically eyeing to expand its base in India for EVs, semiconductors and electronics manufacturing, and hence the need to develop skilled workforce for all the domains. In Taiwan, Foxconn's home country, the Honhai Research Institute was established in 2020. The institute has 5 research centers for artificial intelligence, semiconductors, next generation communications, information security and quantum computing. So we can expect a similar scenario in India as well. Second news is related to ISRO and IISC Bangalore. India's 2 topmost institutes, ISRO and IISC, are all set to join the newfound wave of Atmanirbharta in chip making with new hope and energy. ISRO has a chip making facility at Semiconductor Laboratory, that is SCL, in Chandigarh. They are planning to build an additional fab to meet the growing demand for chipsets for rockets and satellites as it opens up the space sector to private firms and startups. SCL has a 180 nanometer facility that produces chips for strategic purposes. SCL and the Semiconductor Technology and Applied Research Center, that is SITAR, in Bengaluru, which has a 100 nanometer unit, also make micro-electromechanical system, that is MEMS, and sensors that have applications in critical areas. SITAR also runs a gallium arsenide enabling technology center, GAITEC, in Hyderabad. ISRO is looking to build chips with 65 nanometer technology in the new fab. ISRO's Vikram processor, which is crucial for navigation and guidance control of rocket, is definitely a success story. ISRO's collaboration with IITs to build homegrown chips for NAVIC receivers that will increase the accuracy of navigation across remote corners of the country will spur demand for mass manufacturing. The space agency is also looking at opportunities in the private sector, where startups and large companies are looking to build rockets, satellites, and ground equipment that require chipsets to improve their performance. Separately, a team at the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, is waiting approval for its project to build gallium nitride semiconductors, which includes building the chips and also systems for application in power electronics and radio frequency electronics used for cell phone tower in 5G applications. Third news is Gujarat Semiconductor Policy 2022-2027. Gujarat has become the first state to launch a dedicated policy for semiconductors and display manufacturing. The policy aims to generate about 2 lakh jobs in the next 5 years. To support this goal, the Gujarat government will be setting up a semicon city over 5,000 to 10,000 acres at the Dholera Special Investment Region, which will serve as a dedicated manufacturing base for the semiconductor and display fab sector. Gujarat is among India's most industrialized states and boasts of robust infrastructure and logistic connectivity, industrial estates and specialized industrial zones, leading educational institutions and a strong talent base. The Gujarat Semiconductor Policy 2022-27 will facilitate eligible projects during the land allotment stage, expedite approval processes, improve access to utilities like power, water and gas, beside industrial infrastructure, and offers a support package of fiscal incentives. Fourth news is packaging industry by Sahashra Semiconductor. Sahashra Semiconductor is a newly formed entity under Sahashra Group, and they are going to start semiconductor assembly and testing in India. Rajasthan-based Sahashra Semiconductors Private Limited, that is SSPL, plans to invest rupees 750 crore in setting up a memory chip assembly, test and packaging unit in Bhiwadi. SSPL expects to become the first company to set up such a unit in India and would begin selling locally made, tested and packaged chips by the year end. Sahashra Semiconductor is an emerging semiconductor company in India with a focus on chip packaging. They are in the memory business for the last 5+ years and they have planned to start assembly and test for memory chips. They are also planning to add assembly and testing for LED driver chips in the future. The building and clean room are ready and purchase order of all major tools are in place. They are planning to have low volume production by first quarter of 2023. SSPL is going to be a manufacturing house that will provide both outsourced semiconductor assembly and testing services for others as well as assembly, testing, marketing and packaging for themselves. They have obtained approval of the PLI specs and customized incentive from the state government for NAND flash memory packaging and testing. The LED driver packaging, which is in the pipeline for extension, will also be their first product that will be completely designed, developed and assembled in India, except the fabrication. SSPL will be focusing on research and development too. Fifth news is Dixon Technologies in IT hardware manufacturing. India's Ministry of Electronics and Information and Technology approved 14 eligible applicants under the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, that is PLI, for IT hardware and manufacturing. Dixon Technologies is one of the 14 companies, both domestic and international, which has been granted approval under the PLI scheme. 4 companies have been selected under the category IT hardware companies include Dell ICT, Flextronics and Rising Star High-Tech. Under the category of domestic companies, 10 companies, namely Dixon Technologies, Lava International, Infopower Technologies, a joint ventures of Sahashra and Mytech, Bhagwati, Neolink, Optimus, NetWeb, Smile Electronics, VVDN and Panache DigiLife have been approved. Dixon Technologies is the largest homegrown design-focused and solutions company engaged in manufacturing products in the consumer durables, lighting and mobile phones markets in India. It also provides solutions in reverse logistics, that is repair and refurbishment services of LED TV panels. Sixth news is Polymatech's investment in Tamil Nadu. Polymatech, an Tamil Nadu based semiconductor chip manufacturer, has signed an MOU with the government of Tamil Nadu to invest $1 billion by 2025 in manufacturing semiconductor chips. The company stated that they have already made an initial investment of $130 million. Polymatech say that they have imported all the necessary equipment from Japan for manufacturing the chips in India. They have already successfully completed all the required trials, with the first phase of imported machinery having a capacity of 250 million chips. Seventh news is skilled workforce preparation. Industry require considerable number of skilled workforce, so we need dedicated training systems for that. Industry veterans also suggested same thing in recent meet with Niti Aayog. That straight points to involvement of educational institutes in industry-related projects. A related news also has come. The Indian Institute of Technology in Bhubaneswar has received approval to run a project under the Chips to Startups program. The Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, said. Addressing a press conference in Bhubaneswar, Mr. Vaishnaw said that IIT Bhubaneswar had joined the government's Chips to Startup program. The Chips to Startup program of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology aims to train 85,000 high-quality engineers in VLSI and embedded system design technologies. Apart from the project at IIT Bhubaneswar, the IIT Hyderabad also plans to start an undergraduate course in VLSI design and technology, which also aims to create a pool of highly qualified semiconductor engineers and technical experts. Both the courses are a part of the IT Ministry's plan to train 85,000 engineers for various roles in semiconductor industry, apart from nearly 250,000 shop floor technicians and junior engineers. For the training of shop floor technicians, the government has tied up with Taiwan's Industrial Technology Research Institute and the Agency for Science, Technology Technology and Research, Singapore. India has started its journey of self-reliance in chip manufacturing. National and international companies are coming forward with their roadmaps to fit into the overall mission. Central and state governments are giving necessary support and encouragement. It seems things are quite promising, although some news suggests that still a lot more need to get done. Despite good intentions 6 months after opening key positions, the government has not identified people with industry experience for the 3 positions in the ISM. On 15th December 2021, Government of India announced a new incentive scheme for development of semiconductor and display manufacturing ecosystem in India. And still, the positions of CXOs, that is CEO, CTO, CFO for India Semiconductor Mission need to be filled. India's IT and VLSI capital Bengaluru has started its high-tech journey literally on a bullock cart. In social media, an image is viral. You can search it. After that, gallons of water has flowed in Kaveri, and now we are at a verge of becoming the future semiconductor destination. We have strength of population and building a skilled workforce along with policies supported by central and state governments. Involvement of corporate giant can do a wonder. We are confident. Are you? Don't forget to add your comment. That is much for today. We will be back with new episode. Till then, stay tuned, stay focused. Namaste and Jai Hind.